we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna blow through my notes because otherwise I don't have.
Okay.
So,
blow through your notes.
yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Because otherwise I'll just have to. I just wrote these down. And I'll just have to read them to my wife.
All right.
And she'll be like, can I please, please? I haven't seen this movie. You're ruining it in more than one way.
Also, your jokes aren't funny.
Yeah.
All right. Blow through these. I'm gonna say yes or no.
Okay.
Okay.
This film
Whether I
is so
agree
awesome.
or disagree.
Oh, okay. This is just early on. Something that was evocative to me. Early on. The mother who's going like, we may as well hand over our rice and barley and hang ourselves. They'll bring the magistrates. They're like get the magistrates. Magistrates won't do anything. Just the fact that the child is hanging onto her belt and as she's walking around. It's very.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, when she's going like in the field at the beginning, it was 3.5 hours earlier than when you finished the movie, so I totally understand not remembering that. Yeah. Also, that's.
Do you find you're more attentive to babies on screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that you think that's why that moment with Toshiro Mifune hit you so as hard as it did?
No.
How many notes do you have in there that are about babies?
Many. I can't wait for them to make. 7 samurai babies in the style of Muppet Babies. I would really like that.
There's a drawing of a baby somehow on your phone in your notes.
I love also like when it shows like here they come and it's just like and it's like
the bandits.
Yeah, and they're in that like
it's
and it's either the final siege or whatever. There's this really impressive shot of them barreling down that whatever, and I was watching it and in my mind they went. Give us the fucking barley. We want barley. And I was like, right, this is about barley. I mean, I know it's
all movies from the ground up. It's barley based.
She knows Japanese for Murph. All right. That was just great line. The farmer's only choice is to endure. I love that.
Yeah.
The movie, someone said about hitting the ground running. It is immediately compelling. They set it up, and you go, oh gosh, and I'm immediately invested in these characters and in this plight, and I immediately know what they need to do, and I'm like, I'm bored. And I'm like, great, let's go find them.
You said you're bored?
I'm on board.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and it's great, and it's like every movie that ever was like. Let's go do a Finding Guys montage. It like O's like they're just like let's do like a Cliff's Notes version.
Yes, without question. Yeah. Switch it to a bar and then let's go.
Down. I love that by the way in MacGruber. I love MacGruber so much.
I also love
it's
MacGruber.
Like 7 Samurai MacGruber. It's great.
I'm gonna fucking shoot.
But I just love that there's like jump down, systems go, 7 never now touch and go. This dude like working out. And he's like tug, burning freedom. All right. Okay, never mind.
Imagine Toshiro Mifune as MacGruber. Oh yeah.
I love it. This may not be the only podcast or / show you'll hear talking about 7 Samurai, but it might be the only one that also mentioned MacGruber in the same breath.
In equal esteem.
Exactly. I wrote Old Man. I don't know what that means.
Oh, he was great. The old, like the elder of the village.
You can say Old Man. Old bastard.
I think he's called an elder, but
yeah, good. I love all this
dirty man.
He's like, oh great, the elder of the village. What a treatment and what a reception. I love all that. Toshiro Mifune was considered for Mr. Miyagi, but they thought when he auditioned, they were like, you too scary. We're gonna get. We're gonna.
Do you know how Kurosawa discovered him?
No.
He said that he discovered him in like some type of acting class of some sort, and I think. For whatever reason, he walked in right as Toshiro was on stage, and he was either, I can't remember if he said he was being drunk, being a lion, or being a drunk lion, but he was doing something where he was just, he was like, he was pretty candid. He was just like, I up until that point, did not have a lot of respect for actors in general. I just viewed them as devices to get my stories made.
Sure. Which is what. But we are. It's true. No, go ahead.
It's not true.
Go ahead.
I completely disagree. But it was something that he was like, I had never seen something like it. It scared me. And it scared me how good he was. And what he was doing was so unpredictable that I couldn't And he was just like, and I was completely taken with him.
Also, the part that they cut out of that quote was like, it scared me because can you imagine if a lion got drunk? That's incredibly dangerous.
In Japan, a drunk lion is not a good thing.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of famous directors. I mean,
George Lucas,
Hitchcock, most notable, being like just directly in the press referring to them as cattle.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, they are devices, but you know, I think good directors
know how to pay lip service to.
They know how to, really blow these actors away with their mouths on their penises.
I think you got out of that one. That's good. It's smooth sound. Give a wolf a taste of your leg, he'll ask for your hand too. I like that line. Find hungry samurai. Even bears come down from the mountains when they're hungry. I like that line.
Mm-hmm.
Looking for hungry. Oh yeah, the Brody scene. The camera moves. Talked about that. Oh man, gosh, when he comes and he's like, he goes, someone stole the rice. I just felt such desperation. So he's like, I slept hugging the thing, and he's just sobbing. It's just so.
Oh, that was so sad. Yeah.
Gosh, and then all of a sudden the coins.
Yeah.
Whatever, and then that's so touching from Romeo.
Yes.
Whatever.
And
I was like, is those Sekido's coins? Sekido coins?
That's Sen?
Yeah, it's Sen. You should Sen, bro. Yeah, and the desperation is just so palpable throughout the whole. Yeah.
That one guy, that old guy, that old peasant, and he's in he's popped up in a couple other Kurosawa movies, but he always looks like this.
Yeah. What's his name? They mentioned his name. They say it a lot.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
love him.
Yeah, and he gets killed, and so he's like, I kept my post. Or whatever. What is this dang name? Yeah, I can't remember.
What I don't understand is how A Bug's Life took inspiration from this film and still managed to be so boring. I totally forgot. Yeah, they ripped this hook, line, and sinker. A Bug's Life is Seven Samurai. It's like a remake. Yeah. Like
except aren't they performers instead of actual samurais? Isn't it kind of like Three Amigos meets Seven Samurai? Aren't those performers?
Yeah, they're performers. So that's the only. I mean,
that's
the only change.
It's Three Amigos plus this. It's like they mashed up Three Amigos.
Yeah. So they took the two.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah, they're bugs.
Yeah.
Dave Foley's in it.
You know what they're moving? Millet. For real.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Okay. All right, buddy.
Acting.
Oh, son of a bitch. Why don't you just part of the scenery?
I'm gonna suck my own penis.
Suck my penis is just the worst. It's the worst way to say that.
You can suck that penis.
Oh gosh, penis just sounds. It's like sounds like a dead
What's
fish.
the worst word we could come up with scientifically?
Purple Eddie Ogre Slayer. I love. Oh man, the truth is, there's a tough battle ahead, leading to neither money nor rank. Will you join us? And the guy just goes, yes. And I was like, yeah. That's how invested I am in this story, because he just goes, yes. And I go, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He just immediately.
What did the guy chopping wood, the samurai chopping wood at the beginning? What did he say? Did you have that?
The next line is, poor excuse for one in my backyard chopping wood. I like his frankness. Yeah, he said something cool.
I just liked that interaction.
Yeah.
It really cut to, like, they didn't say a lot, and yet I was like, oh, within like 4 lines, I'm like, you guys get each other.
Yeah. And he goes, you see how I cut down men? And he goes, and he's like, you like that? He goes, yeah. And he goes, you want to cut down 30 bandits on horses? And he goes, oh.
Yeah.
He's trying to chop the wood, and he just goes, I need new samurai pants.
Whoa.
I feel good.
I just came in my pants.
Yeah, there you go.
My penis did.
Clarity. Simplicity, clarity. You got it. Yep. I love kids try harder than adults, but only if you treat them like adults. I love that line.
Say that again.
Kids try harder than adults. He goes, he's just a kid. And he goes, kids try harder than adults, but only if you treat them like adults. And I was like, that's great.
It's profound.
Yeah. I just love these little moments. Yeah, where he's like, we're taking the young guy, and he's like, master, and he's like, enough of that. And he's like, he's so excited. It's great. The stick thing's good. We get that's owned and match cuts. Okay, sounds long. Oh, I love when he's banging the alarm right? And everyone comes out and he's like, you all, the way you treated us, and then I bang the alarm and it's all, man, you're groveling and blah, blah, blah. And he looks at the samurai. And the samurai, he makes fun of so many people in this movie. And he looks over to the other samurai and they go like, you just proved yourself because you did something cool. And they're all like, And then the old man comes up to him. And I just pictured him going, you made me run, motherfucker. Do you know how hard that is for me? I ran because I thought the bandits were here, you dickhead.
I run when the bells rung.
Yeah. I am 90,000 years old.
I'm an elder.
I hope I'm gonna. Now it's Ronald Reagan for some reason. And I'm gonna die in a mill because of you.
Did he call? Is that when he called him an idiot? Because in Black, he's like, that's the other great thing about the film, the disrespect shown to elders.
He turned into Paul Lynde. Oh,
I really want to research the shaved head, top of the head, and then the wrap around with the ponytail. It's so cool, and like, I just want to know. I want to research that because that's a thing. Like, it's in all his movies, and I'm like, okay, you're young, so and you're clearly like their heads are gray. Yeah. So I'm just like, okay, so you're shaving that. That's a thing.
Yeah.
But then some don't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It reminded me. So Heaven's Gate, I feel like it just reminded me a little bit of. There's because they're kind of like Chris Christopherson is kind of like rounding people up who are rich to kind of fight this fight for these people in this town who are being besieged by this ruling class, but really,
Yeah, this movie was a lot like Chris Christopherson.
And then they. Yeah. And then they have this final battle when they're gearing up. All right.
I like that one.
Yeah. And they're gearing up for this final battle, and then whatever. Okay. I love they have like the Bambi and Thumper in the flowers scene.
I like that one too because I was just like, shut up, be quiet.
But I love how he goes. He's like, are you a girl? And she's like, are you a boy? And he goes, what are you doing here? He's like, you're an able-bodied man picking flowers? What are you?
Yeah, that was so great.
It's awesome. I wanted to talk about the wipes, which are interesting.
Oh, just the...
Yeah, because you see... Yeah.
I bet each one of those was very expensive at the time.
Yeah, but it's interesting, and I go, like, why? Like, why the wipes? And is it like turning pages? Like, why? I don't know what it brings necessarily.
I don't know what it brings. It's
besides Lucas going, I'm using that. Like,
yeah, I think it's to show. But the question is, were cross dissolves invented yet? Because again, that was all like you had to optically do that back in the day, and it was very expensive. So I'm wondering if that technique in 1954, like the actual cross dissolve that we all know and love now, which is probably the classiest way of doing it.
I feel like those were around. I feel like I've seen movies older than this.
Yeah, because Citizen Kane did it, and that's like 40s.
Yeah.
It's an interesting choice because it feels almost too technical. I always go with it. Like a cross dissolve to me is just like it's timeless. You can't go wrong with it. Just go with the cross dissolve. Right. That's the only way to do a transition. I don't think there is another way to do it.
Yeah, and I think I feel like that would be the standard at this point.
Yeah, unless you're doing a Star Wars thing,
right?
Where it's like
or what I mean, like for him too. I think because I feel like stuff like. And so I think the cross dissolve was the wipe was obviously very purposeful, but I just wonder why, because it did feel weirdly modern to me.
But I don't know. It was just like, this is going to show time very clearly, and there won't be any mistake about it.
Yeah, and I thought of the pages of a book thing, but I don't, because like the way a page goes. This is silly, but you see the page that's turning, and you kind of see.
How do you read books?
All right, I don't. I've heard.
This guy's talking to me like I've never opened a book before.
But it's like, but what I'm saying is like the
image. Telling me, he's like, do you know? Remember how a page works in a book?
I can't.
It's pantomiming it too.
Yep. I am. Like if you were to have a book, if you were to, so like it would be, and you would from here, you wouldn't start here. It's tempting because this is closer to your face. And it's on the bottom, but you'd start here, and then the words you hear. And then you take.
Are the rest of your notes about books?
Yes. No, but like you know the way you see the page as it's turning, like you see the image as it's sliding off.
Yeah, I know.
But you see the image. I'm saying, is that why? Is it supposed to be like a book? All right.
He threw his phone. He's getting violent. I feel unsafe.
All right. Okay, we'll just move along because we've only got 3 more pages of this.
I also noticed you used a lot of star wipes. Now, what do you think about that?
What do you fucking? Okay.
Oh my god! How many notes did you say? You're like,
lot.
this is what 3.5 hours of notes looks like.
A lot.
What's the very last note you have? I want it.
Here they come. We want barley. That's my last one.
That was your big one. You're like, I'm gonna bring that one. I'm gonna bring that first.
Yeah. Oh, I love when he goes, and they do this because they do almost essentially do this. But he goes, it's the night before the last thing, or it's right before the last battle, and it's the night before he's finally boned that girl. Because I was like, when he's like walking home.
Is that what you were waiting for the whole time? It's like, when is he gonna?
Well, no, but like then she runs across, and I was like, there she is, and then she runs in and goes, and he looks at him, he looks at her, and he's like, and then she's like. And I go, just fuck her, just do it. Come on, man. Like, not because like I'm just like he's like, so we don't have to deal with this anymore. Yeah. Where she's coyly looking over. Stop it. We got a battle.
What's the kid or the man dressed as a tiny child on Mad TV? He's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just constantly doing that move. Yeah.
No, not me. Just bone each other. I'm just saying.
Whoa, dude. Hashtag me too.
No,
right.
because
she
already said act like. She laid in front of me, goes like act like a samurai, and he's like, which she did. Yeah,
it
literally happened. And
she's like, pull out that samurai sword.
Yeah, and he's just like. So I'm just doing every Johnny Depp character ever. You go,
that is. Can you imagine if you were having sex with like the guy that you want, and then all of a sudden he gets on top of you, and then that's dude.
Because she's like, dude, she's like,
I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
She lays down and goes, "Goose, you big stud," and then he goes, and then he
is scared of a vagina.
It is 45, which fine, totally. But 45 minutes later, maybe an hour later in that movie, she runs across him. And then she just goes,
yeah, and
he goes, and I go, just dude. I don't want to.
Now, is he making that noise because like his penis is doing things? He's like, ow.
He's just like, I'm scared. Which like, dude, like I understand being sex is scary when you've never done it.
Sure. Well, that said so much.
But no. But then she's like, I'm just like, I just don't want to do it. I was like, this better be the last scene like this. Yeah. I don't want you looking at each other.
You better get this done.
You're going, and not for any sort of like whatever.
I'm just like wrap it up.
I'm just like, come on. I don't want to see this relationship anymore. You got to take it to another. Yeah, right.
I like that Soy just came in.
Yeah.
Sex is scary when you never done.
That's right. Yeah.
Leprechaun 2019.
But then, yeah. But then
are you still selling shirts?
It's true.
Because we got a good one.
Go. Huh? Oh, this guy. Yeah.
That sums it up.
But then they brown. They brown. Right? So I feel like Seven Samurai, Akira Kurosawa. I feel like right? I feel like so and then they're sitting there getting ready for the war for the coming battle. And and Morgan
I'm
Freeman.
getting like a lot of overload because you're saying funny stuff. I'm reading funny stuff over here. Act like a samurai with your penis.
And then to show me funny, it's like finally out of the crowd, and it's just what are we gonna do? Yeah, sorry. But anyway, so then but Morgan Freeman is there. They're about to have the battle, and he goes, everyone's we need to lighten everyone up. Right? And so I go...
He's like, he's about to pull out his little Dufresne.
Now I got to put a hole in Rita Hayworth. Oh, that's not what I... Yikes. Sorry. No, but seriously...
plowed through a tunnel
of shit. Like no man's ever seen before.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Goodness gracious. Beyond, that is how... That is how IKEA people have sex. That's how they spell
Baby,
But no, but he goes, everyone's tense. We need to loosen them up. and Romeo guy's sitting there. I really want him to go. You want to go fuck any of them? That's what you do. You just go bone anyone, loosen them up. Just get him, warm him up. Remember Morgan Freeman said, "You expect a lot from you because you're a man now," and everyone laughed knowingly. Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. Like I wanted him to say that, and then they basically almost did. They're just like they made a sex.
I remember when
later, Nano.
I remember when it all kind of comes out, and then the father gets really mad.
Yeah.
And then they run out
beats his
daughter in the rain, and then like everyone leaves, including the samurai, and leaves the daughter there
with the dude
in the rain. And it's so sad. And then what does he do? Does he leave or do they cut then?
I think it cuts. But it's so weird too.
I just was like when Takeshi Shimura, Morgan Freeman guy, when he left, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
So this is really frowned upon.
Yeah, that me too. The whole scene, like he's like hauling his daughter all across, just beating her, and I was like, dude's not doing anything. Young dude's not doing anything. I was like, I get it. He's meek. And the other guy comes and he's like, stop this brutality. And he's like, she had sex with a man of the same age, consentingly.
Yeah.
They're two young people and they had sex. And he goes,
yeah,
well, can't do it.
Yeah.
I guess kill her. I was like, what's happening? I mean,
but you know, culture.
She's unmarried.
And time period wise and everything. I mean, I get it. It makes sense.
But I was like,
I was just like,
where are we? I like, does he need to die? Are they saying she needs to die? Like, what is someone gonna get killed here?
Yeah.
Is that what's on the table? And then it doesn't happen. Like, what's going on? Is it just like she's an outcast or he's an outcast? Is he in trouble? Or who's in trouble and to what extent?
Because when that happens, is that.
Even Morgan Freeman wasn't pleased.
We're talking about Morgan Freeman is Takeshi Shimura, who is...
It's Morgan Freeman. Just look at all the characters. This is Morgan Freeman. It is literally Japanese Morgan Freeman. It's the one who's Morgan Freeman. He talks and looks like Morgan Freeman and serves the same function that Morgan Freeman's character does in many films.
I loved it. Every time he got stressed and he had a problem, he would go like this.
Yeah, exactly. Did this thing. Yeah. That was his only... You can kind of see it now. Well, you're not looking hard enough because you can't... Because it just is...
Can someone Photoshop Morgan Freeman's face?
You just take this face and Photoshop it onto that body.
Can someone really do that? Because I think it's going to be pretty seamless. Because it's all I can see now.
Yep. He said he never won a battle. Right, then he wins one, but it's not true victory. Right.
So it's like, how many battles did he really win?
Yeah, right.
You know, probably all of them. Because he's cool.
He's really cool. He's a really cool dude.
Guys, watch this movie.
Yeah, do it.
It's just really great.
When you have a week.
Yeah. It took me 3... It did. It took me 3 nights to watch it. Not because I was not fully engaged, but it was just so long.
It's great.
That I just broke it up evenly.
It's it really truly is fantastic. It is
it's amazing.
If it were it's like
it's so good though that like you could never do a direct readaptation of this.
Right.
You would it would not work.
It's a thing that you just go there is so much. This is such an athletic film. There is so much running and actual shit happening. Like I look at this and I go, like they're riding. Everyone is running everywhere all the time.
Yeah,
they're literally fighting.
I really do love how they run with their swords.
Yeah,
it's just the samurai run. Like Sekiro does the same thing. It's just like
exactly. And then Mifune's like he's like and he runs down and literally like jumps up and scales a house to put the banner up there. I mean, it's just
moment,
and then he runs off.
When he put that banner up over the funeral because everyone was getting so sad, and he was like, "No, this is why we do this because he's the one who made the banner, the guy who died." And I was like, that made me cry.
Yep.
That got me.
And that banner is so awesome. And I was like, oh man, I want a shirt with that banner on it. And then I was like, wait. The Criterion Collection DVD has something on the cover. Is it that banner? I bet it's that banner.
It is.
I bet they're that good that it's that banner. I looked at it. I was like, it's that banner. They nailed it.
Yeah. And I think they sell that as a poster. I know that much.
They definitely need that. So cool.
It's great. What are we doing next week?
Yo Jimbo.
Oh, sweet. I haven't watched that one.
That's why they made it.
Homework.
Instead.
Cool.
Wait, what? Get the deep fake? Wait. Watch why they made Magnificent Seven. Because they were just like, because they couldn't do a 1-to-1. Yeah, absolutely. Right. I'm like, you can't remake this. This is something that I'm like, there are movies, even great movies, that I'm like, you could remake it.
Oh, I think.
And there are reasons to remake it.
The original 1997 Insomnia, like the.
Was it Norwegian or something?
Norwegian, yeah. I think is a perfect movie, and I love it to death. But also, I was just like, I can understand why they wanted to remake that. It's ripe for a remake.
Oh, especially since he asked why he wasn't on the banner. He joked that he was a triangle. That's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's so good. What did I want to say? I wanted to say something.
And the battle's great at the end, and just like, there's so much happens in this movie. Yeah. Like it is 3.5 hours, and it doesn't waste a second. Like there's so much we've left out.
But by the end of the movie, I've laughed, I've cried, I've been thrilled.
Yeah. And it really is thrilling. Like by the time those guys, the bandits, roll up at the end, you are very invested.
Yeah. And I love every character. I mean, it almost feels like a disservice, and I don't mean this as a disservice to either film. And by saying it's a disservice, I'm kind of disservicing the other. But I don't mean it's almost a disservice to compare it to Star Wars. But I'm like, because there's so much, but like it is every bit as iconic as Star Wars, and it's hard to think of a more iconic film than Star Wars. Mm-hmm. But it is every bit as iconic and memorable and instantly legendary. But it just is in black and white and Japanese and from 1954 and not in space and just not like it. But it,
in terms of hitting all those buttons, of like what.
I mean, it is these characters. I love them as much instantly as anything. I mean, these to me are beloved characters, and I've watched this film once. Like I love these dudes, and I'm like, oh, that dude. Like in 5 years from now, if someone goes like, remember the badass dude from Seven Samurai? First I go, which one? But I go, yes.
Yeah, right.
I go, yes. That guy's amazing. I love because he goes, you're magnet because that's the coolest. Because there are moments in this that again are organic and do not feel manufactured, and the way they're played and the way they're written. But when he comes in, he just hands him the thing. He's like, 2 more down, and goes and just sits down and falls asleep. I go, that's the most real thing I've ever seen, and that's so badass. And the guy comes, he goes, you're magnificent, I have always wanted to tell you that, and I just couldn't. I've been wanting to tell you that for a long time. And he walks away, and he just kind of goes a little.
And then that's the best part is that he's not too cool enough to appreciate it, and he likes it.
And I love that actor's performance. I love it because he comes up to me, and he's like, what do you want? And it's genuine. He's not like you're here to fawn over me. Yeah. He's like, I'm trying to, what's going on? And he's not annoying. He's just like, and it just that character, gosh, like, because you're amazing, and he's talking about it later, and he's like, he's so great, and he's so kind, and people who are badasses can be kind, and so great.
Yeah.
It's just so fantastic. I love it.
Click.
I love it.
On that fucking link that Soy just put
up. Roger made this point: no spaghetti westerns without Yojimbo, no Star Wars without Hidden Fortress, no Dudes on a Mission movies without Seven Samurai. Exactly.
Jeez.
Exactly.
That's like everything.
I know. Did you just do that, so? You just totally did that. It's Morgan Freeman, man. It's Morgan Freeman. Getting that recognition, yeah. I agree, Embla.
Delighted me. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, you're right. Because everyone, like, we're all like, man, that dude's badass. And then, like, he comes back with a gun, and Morgan Freeman just goes, gun, we got a gun.
Yeah,
And because they're badasses too, and they're like, oh, cool, you are bad. Cool. Yeah. We get respect. We all respect each other. It's fine. But then that one dude is like, and he's like,
and
sorry.
He's going like this. He's going,
yeah.
It was so cool when he came back with the rifle too, because that shot is one of those like amazing shots because it's morning and there's like mist rising up and he appears out of the mist.
It's interesting.
Amazing.
I love how many times in this movie people think they hear something and then think they hear something and then think they hear something.
Oh yeah,
it like happened there and it happened with the Shira movie where he keeps getting up and going.
Ah!
And then he goes this stuff. Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Cool. Next week, Yojimbo.
I didn't talk about the Dark Souls imagery. Oh, will you post that? That blew my mind. Emilak. We are doing Yojimbo next week. Emilak posted something in Discord in the Filmography channel that Just.
It's very interesting.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
I mean, that
looks like a Dark Souls bonfire, guys.
That is a great shot.
That is amazing. That looks like a Dark Souls bonfire. Tell me it doesn't. Embelak brought it to my attention, and it is something I, as we say, cannot unsee. All right. Yeah, well, we're going to hop over and play some Sekiro now.